workshop to help job seekers, to help unemployed people. So we're also live on the WhatsApp group of ownership, waiting for others to join. And I'm just going to share with them a quick link. So if you want to find the WhatsApp group, the link is also available in the description. So today we are talking about Z83. Why is it so important that I talk about the Z83 today? Is because there's a format that is out there. So there's a notice that was issued by another DPSA itself that states that all heads and national departments, so as you can read as we go, you will see. So I will read it out so that we follow each other, because there's certain parts where this, as you read, it's actually instructions on how to fill in the actual Z83. Right. So the first part, DPSA, request from departments seeking clarity on the employment form, challenges, human resources, in light, good stuff, matters related to the Z83. So the Z83 must be completed in a manner that allows the selection committee to assess the quality of a candidate based on the information provided. It is therefore prudent that fields be completed by applicants and the form must be signed, noting the importance of the declaration. The following must be considered in relation to the completion of the Z83 by applicants. So about the following, what following are they? They're referring to the actual Z83 form. So when you have the Z83 form with you, you will see these sections. There's section A, section B, where's the other section? Section C, D, E, F, G. So there's sections to this. This is where they refer, you see here, section A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So what are they saying in these sections? What they are saying in this section is that the part A, it must be completed in full. Part A, get this section. So after this section, it is part B. So what are they saying on part B? Part B must be completed except when. So passport, if you're South African, you don't need it. Applicant has responded no to the question. Oh, so the other questions you will answer, right? So if you are South African, just put your ID here. You don't need to fill in anything for passport number, even though you have a passport. Then comes those who may be doing business with government. So but if you select no, this is this section here. If you say no on this part, then it means here on this section, you do not need to write anything. You can leave it blank. Then if you have any or you do not have any profession, then you skip. Then there's no need to put anything here. Now, what is the next section that they're saying? The next section is that part C must be completed. Part C, it means the next page. Before we go to the next page, you will ask yourself, what is, you see, initial? This is also on the second page. The new Z83 has these two sections that you need to make sure that you initial. Apart from the changes in this middle part of the new Z83, these initial, you need to make sure it's initialed. Otherwise, your application form, it won't be as considered. Now, they're saying after part B, I think we are referring to this notice that was issued about Z83. So they're saying that if or part C and D completed in full, so second page, so it means your contact information must be completed in full. Part D as well, languages be completed in full. Now, part E, F, and G, they are saying that noting that there is limited space provided, applicants often indicate refer to curriculum vitae or C attached. This is acceptable as long as the CV has been attached and provides the required information. If the information is not provided in the CV, the applicant may be disqualified. It is noted that a CV is an extension of the application of employment Z83, and applicants are accountable for the information that is provided therein. The questions related to the conditions that prevent reappointment under Part F must be answered. Conditions that prevent Part Oh, so there is a question here. Conditions that prevent re-employment. You see, have you been found guilty? Have you been pending criminal, misconduct, disciplinary, resigned? So this is what they're referring to. Or in Part F, you can say C attached, or you can write refer to CV. But instead of now you can, if you have issues like you've resigned or you had disciplinary, you need now to put information, provide them with information. Now, Part G, they are saying also falls under the limited space, so you can write refer to curriculum vitae or see attached. Okay. Then we go to the last part, the declaration. The declaration on the Z83, it is very important. Much like the initials that you see here on the side, the declaration is also very, very important that you sign and you put the date. You will see that sections where, like I highlighted in the maroon color, it's sections where it is very important that you fill it in. But in the green, it is optional. So going back, section A, fully complete. Section B, also fully complete. And the questions on business. If you say no, it means that you are allowed to skip here. And if you do not have any professional registration, you can also skip. And then we go to the next page. Now, this declaration, it is important because you are appointed now as a public servant. So, meaning that you need to swear in a way, make an oath that this information that you provide, it is truthful and it is the best of your knowledge, correct. Thank you. Thank you. Uh-huh. So now, let's say you have your Z83 there and you have your CV, but some of the information here, you don't know how to complete it. This is like, for example, this top section. This is where the DPSA circular comes in. The DPSA circular, what the Department of Public Administration and Services. Uh, so this is where they will fill in this information. Now we're going to do an example. I'm going to do an example for you. I have my CV here. Here's my CV. I have my CV here for us. We're going to do an example. I'm going to open the DPSA circular right here on the computer. So just give me a second so that I can open it. So on the DPSA circular, so this is the DPSA website. We of today now is July, so 24. We're at circular number 24. So circular number 24. So if you need this, just go to my link tree. From my link tree, you will scroll down. There is the DPSA vacancy circular, or the Z83 form, or this basic CV, or even just to see other videos previously of the workshop. But let's go to the circular. So let me open it up here, because it's going to get interesting from here, because we have TV, we have the Z83. Now, the document continues on to say, and now we know where to fill in, now we know where to sign. This is the first part of this notice that was issued. It goes to the second part. Now, the second part says applicants must utilize the most recent Z83. All right. Then it says copies of qualifications. This is where now we sometimes have challenges with the copies of qualifications, because it is not everyone that can afford to go make copies, not everybody that can manage to travel to go get documents certified. So this was issued because of such issues were raised and people could not afford every time and again to submit copies, and it was also seen as a paper waste because all these copies would sit while in offices and then just one on top of the other. So it says to departments that applicants are not required to submit copies of qualifications and other relevant documents on application, but must submit the Z83 and detailed CV in order to alleviate burden on HR. You get it? Get it? The relieving burden on HR. So this means that the departments are required to consider the above matters going forward. Going forward, yeah, this date. So what do they mean? This means that when you go to any DPSA advert, like for example, I want to show you example of just an advert where they will say from here or you do not need to submit. It's usually written. Let's see here. See. So must submit a Z83 via email hand delivery. The department will not be liable. Only shortlisted. See that? Shortlisted. See, shortlisted must provide certified copies. So when fella and J, you just submit CV and Z83, but it must not be more than 10. This is just an example. Okay, let's go to another page. You think? Let's go to another page because this applies to a majority of departments because they were advised. Let's see another department because this relieves the burden. You'll see. So now we have another department here. Governance. So they're saying, let's see, all new application for there has been since 2020, the new application form, see the new Z83, and then must accompany with a CV of all relevant. A recommended CV template is available on Cocta. Okay, only short will be required. Only shortlisted one. Only shortlisted will be required. So this means that as you're busy filling in your Z83, the advert already tells you that only you just need your CV Z83 fail when you're submitting for government posts, right? So this is what this notice is speaking to. This notice, this one. Matters related to the Z83. So now we're done with the Z83. We know that we only need the CV. We know that we only need the Z83. Okay, Ankara? So now, let's say I have identified a post. The identified post, now I see one, an assistant, director, assistant, clerk. I want to find a very nice personnel official, secretary, no experience required. Yes. So now we have a post. I've already identified a post. I see it on the circular, the latest one. We're going to start to fill in. Excuse me. I got all this other information. We get it from the CV, né? But the other information we need to get it from somewhere. So right there we see it. The position is secretary. Reference is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Under which department? DOJ and CD. Department of Justice and Constitutional Development. If you're offered this position, when can you start and how much notice must you serve with your current employer? This is very tricky because some others are already needing the job like now, others 1 week notice, others 30 days notice. So it just depends on you, or usually how long much notice do you need. For me, preferably, I would put in 1 week, or in other cases, I would put in 4 weeks depending on that position or what level or information. There's certain information that will make you decide or how long the notice you must give. So you found the vacancy there, you filled in the details. From filling in here, this is not only where you also need to take this information and capture it on the job applications tracker. So if you go to my link 3, you'll see it. There it is, the job applications tracker. Job application tracker, you open, then you start filling in the job title, the company, the date of application, the status, follow-up date, and other notes. This information is very important. Is very important because at a later stage you are going to need to make a follow-up with that employer so that you know whether this application, how far is the application, how did it go. So you need your job application tracker. It is available on my link 3 in the description below, on my WhatsApp group, on the even now on the description I have added the link 3. So you fill in the position. You fill in there on the link, okay, this position closes on the 24th July. This is just for example, like, yeah, 24th July 2026. You've written down the name, the name of the person. It is Mr. R. Benjamin. Benjamin 01134512334. So you know that, okay, after the 24th or a week later, you need to contact then Mr. R. Benjamin, because Mr. R. Benjamin would have already closed the vacancies. Vacancies will be already closed. So which means Mr. R. Benjamin would now be able to tell you how far are them with filling this post. That is why it is important for the job application tracker. When you have the job application tracker, it helps you to be accountable. See, you write the job title, you write the company, you write the application date, write the status, you write the follow-up date, you write the notes, information that you will need so that you're able to contact that person. If it means it is their name, then means their name. So also available there, it is the cover letter, it is the basic CV, it is also the link to the DPSA vacancy circular, and it is also where you can get the Z83 form where you can download it for yourself. Back to the Z83 form. So on the Z83, now you start filling in your details. You fill in your details, your date of birth, your ID number here. Start filling in all that good stuff. Filling in. Then comes page 2. Here, we've already agreed. We already talked about what happens on this section, right? And these questions are straightforward. If not, yeah, please leave a chat, right? Please leave a message or chat there. Then I will just answer that question. If I straightforward the Z83 on the first page, I'll just go back so that I can address that question for you or give you clarity if you need more information about that part on the Z83. Yeah? So now on the second page, remember where they talked about limited space? So what if there's limited space on what we're doing? What if people actually have more information here than what they can provide on the form? Not here, but yeah, on the, like for example, let's go to my CV. Employment history. So we start with the first employment history. So you already see I have like 9 points here. Work experience. So name of an employer, post held, but this is the first one. Né? Then we go to page. See, now I have more. The 2, 3, 6. Not enough space. So I have to choose which top 3. But you find someone formal qualifications. They have a whole lot of formal qualifications. that even some of those qualifications, they have to list them because they are very much relevant for that position. So we cannot now be saying to people, no, you're not allowed to write the position or you're not allowed to write the qualification just because there's not enough space. Nah, chief, nah. That's why that notice, what is it? It says for is it here? No, no, no. It's the first page. It says right here. Noting that there is limited space provided, applicants often indicate, refer to curriculum vitae, that is the CV, or see attached. This is acceptable as long as the CV has been attached and provides the required information. Uyayibona? Uyabona? So now what do we do here? We say see attached. Same thing here. Click section E, F, G. That's the section that they're referring to. Section E, F, G. Noting there is limited space. All right. We say C attached. Okay. So, this somebody just shared the what do I call the link. Nice. Yeah, see, somebody just shared the link to the so the link is there in the chat. So visit my link tree, Black Arm TV. That's yeah. Thank you for that very much assistance to help those who are live right now with us, so that they're able now to go see the PSA circular live for themselves, right? And also see the Z83 that we are referring to as we're speaking. Okay, so this now is part G. Part G, also the same thing. See attached. This is the only 3 sections where we're allowed to write this. These other sections, you must write full details and sign, put in the date. Okay. After the date, put your initials. So what I would recommend usually is that start with the information that is on the circular. Start with this circular, the information circular, initial. After signing, doing that, sign and put today's date. Now this will be much easier because as you are busy filling in your Z83 form, as you're busy going through it, you will then be able to go back to it a second time to double check. Okay. Double check lining the sharp or not. So when you double check, you are now able now to see whether did I miss a certain section, did I not fill in certain information, is this information correct the way that I put it? So that is where you'll be using your CV to make sure that, okay, if it is, say, if I say C attached, they're going to be able to go to my CV and say, oh, these are the references. Okay, so the references that you are saying C attached, these are the ones. Aha, we see. Then they're able to now to use the Z83 as your application form and this CV as a supporting document. And only when you are shortlisted, will you be then bringing, let me show you where that. Have another one, Department of Defense, another example. So barring detailed CV, which must be original signed. Well, look at what they're saying here. So this one, should an application be received using incorrect application employment form, that it will be disqualified, which must be originally signed. So in incorrect employment form, you will be disqualified. So you must use the new Z83, which you'll see it with this, the initial, as well as it has additional questions. That's how you see the new Z83. Now, they're saying the second part, it must be accompanied by a detailed CV. After it being accompanied by a detailed CV, only shortlisted candidates will be required to submit certified copy of qualification. Anchor, does that make sense? Only that are not older than 6 months. Nice. Yes. So this is what. So that is the lesson for today, or rather, the workshop for today. The Z83, ladies and gentlemen, the Z83, and also identifying opportunities on the excuse me, identifying opportunities on the circular so that you are able now to apply for opportunities. Right? Because everybody must have a fair chance, and the only way to get a fair chance is when you are now able to have full information and applying for it. So this is the Z83. So as you're busy working the Z83 or you're busy applying and filling it in, remember the information that what sections are you allowed to fill in? What sections are you allowed to fill in? And what sections are you not allowed to fill in? Because this is very important. What sections are you allowed to fill in and what sections are you not allowed to fill in, so that you have a better chance to meet those requirements that they're referring to. And when you do fill in the information, please do it in the best. And I know this is my worst handwriting. I can write better. I can write better than this. So let's go to another example here. Last one, last ZD3. Where is that other ZD3 blank? I'm going to use the last ZD3. So you'll see. So let's use a black pen. Black pen. Don't say hey, black pen. So I say C attached. See, attached. See, because this way this is more readable, much like this one as well is much more readable. So when you write, try to be more neat when you write, so that when you are neat and you write secretary, it is much easier for the person or the receiver to read your handwriting. But when you write in cursive writing, like you're in a hurry, it's not going to work when you're in a hurry and you're busy applying, because the receiver, the HR committee, the selection committee, they are busy browsing through quite a number of applications. So the last thing that they need is to frustrate their eyes and head and read your application there, and they can't read because you are writing in a hurry. So take your time, write the application boards wickedly. So black pen. So reference. Oh no, not a department where position was advertised. So for this example, I said DOJ and CD. That is for this example. Okay. Then as a reference, my reference for this example was S12344/LP. And then notice I said it's 4 weeks. That is my notice. Yeah. 4 weeks. Okay. Then after the 4 weeks, you start filling in your other information. The personal details, like we said, these are Z83 broken into categories. There is section A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. So from these categories, or rather from these sections, you have to know which sections are the most important, that you need to make sure that you fill in full information. Only these sections, only these 3 sections, you can write C attached. Can you just say C attached CV, C attached CV, C attached CV. Then you need to put in your initials there. So my initials, there we go. Remember to put your initials. My initials, there you go. And after initials, today's date. 12th July 2026. Sign. So I don't know how to sign, so I put my initial as example. So there is my initial again, and let's see, make sure, because you're going to need now to go back to it before you submit to the employer, excuse me, or to your prospective employer. You need to go through it to make sure that when you're going through it, people are able to uh, read the information easily. They're able to tell whether the information that you provided is true and accurate, and not only that, it meets the minimum requirements that they're looking for from a candidate. Yes, through language, you think that they may not be interested, but you may find that just by listing certain languages or certain indigenous languages, they are now interested in you. All right, or just by listing like for example here they note that you're other, or they note female and disabled. You find that they give you preference because you're disabled. You find that they give you preference because they're looking for a female candidate. So as you're busy filling in, make sure that you fill in all the information except for section E, F, and G, where you write see attached CV, see attached CV, attached CV, and you go through it, the Z83, to make sure that all the information is there. So thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope it was very informative for you. I hope it was informative, the workshop. Otherwise, luck and God bless. Sharp.